Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. It's getting close. Let's get right into it here. I think this is episode 9. Transcooler mount done, condenser mount done, intake stuff done. I still have to figure out how to wire my alternator. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm sure it's simple, but it's just not done yet. I'm using a Volvo fan. Made a shroud out of some 20 gauge, bent up. I'll throw in a couple clips of that now of me bending it up. I made a model of it on the computer and then started cutting it out, and it ended up being the wrong dimensions, and so there's a couple little spots on the corners that were a little open. I had to pop a couple of pieces into, so it turned out fine though. It works really good. When it turns on, it sucks quite a bit of air. I think these Volvo fans are, I think I read somewhere that they're like 3,500 CFM or something on low and more than that on high. I could be wrong, I don't know. Alternator plug. These two wires aren't used, and I think one of these goes to keyed 12 volt and one is for a warning lamp that I currently don't have. So that's coming up soon, hopefully. What else? Oh, yeah, so I built my own transmission, as you guys know, and I screwed up. So I had the thing on the jack stands, and it would went in reverse fine, and then you put it in a drive, and it acted like it was in neutral. And hang on a second. That's better. So reverse is fine. Put it in drive, nothing, like neutral. So you drop it all the way to low, it would engage into gear. Then you shift up through the gears, and it seemed like it was shifting into second. And then when it would get up into fourth, it would almost like it was bogging down. It was acting weird anyway. So I got a hold of my transmission rebuilder buddy, Chad, and he came over and took a look at it, and he's like, yeah, it's got to come back out. We got to tear it down and see what you did wrong. So Friday night, this last Friday night, a couple days ago, I went to his place with the transmission, and we tore it down, and I put the sprag in backwards, which is, for those of you who don't know, that's kind of like a one-way bearing in the middle of the transmission. So yeah, I put that in backwards. And when I was testing it on the jack stands, I ran it, half a dozen, 8 times, something like that, and ended up burning the front band pretty good, because the front drum was turning when it shouldn't have been because of that sprag being in backwards. So if you're building your own 4L60E, make sure you put the sprag in the correct way, otherwise you're going to not have a functioning transmission and you're going to burn your front band up in about 10 minutes. So anyway, he had another band in his shop because he rebuilds transmissions at home too. So he threw a new band in, swapped the sprag around, and then while I had it apart again this time, I threw new shift solenoids in the valve body. So that's essentially a brand new transmission, bell housing to tail, so it's like 100% brand new. So anyway, man, what else? Finally just got these things figured out. I know I already showed this, but I did you can see down there I did a bracket from bottom to top on that side, and then this side just got one bolt in it, so it seems like it's pretty solid. Let's look at the dash. Oh, I got my tack wasn't working either, so I figured out what was going on with that. So LT1swap.com has a page on hooking the tack up, and so the guy said that Brendan from LT1Swap, he said that every 2003 or later computer that he's put an aftermarket tack on, which this is an 05, you have to put a 1 kilo ohm quarter to half watt resistor in between basically on the wire coming from the PCM to the tack. You just have to splice it in between the two to keyed 12 volt, and then it will make it work. I thought I had a bad gauge at first until I did some more reading on his site, and that told me that I needed to put a resistor in, so it works now. Man, that sounds good. Oh, and here's my little cruise button down here. Turn it on, this set, and that's resume on the top, and then push the other side to shut it off. That switch came out of a 2000 Mitsubishi Montero Sport, something like that. So as you can see, I don't know the best way to see this, but I'm moving. It moves under its own power. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, so getting really antsy to get this thing out on the street. So next order of business, hopefully this week, which this is the week of August, what, 14th, 15th, 16th, something like that. I'm going to start putting all the crap back on the front, getting the headlights, turn signals, and the header panel and stuff back in, and get the hood on, and front drive shaft. Then, actually, I don't even know. I think my plates are still good, hopefully. One of those expire 9 of 2016, so I'm good on that. So those expire next month. And then I have to swap my insurance back on it, and since I've been working on this, my emissions certification has lapsed. So I got to go back and get that done. So I think there's a testing place in town here, so shouldn't be too bad to get that done. As soon as that's done, then my registration is automatically renewed, or not renewed, but reinstated. So yeah, that's what's going on in the shop. I'll throw some random clips on the end of this video of me building some stuff, so make sure you watch some of that. If you have any questions, comments, anything at all, let me know. And I had another guy, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name, I probably should look it up. Actually, I'm going to do that, I'm going to look it up. Okay, I'm back, so I found it. Dale Stoyanov, he said you came up with a schematic for wiring a fuel pump starter into the stock harness. I'm curious if you're willing to share it. Yes, I am willing to share it. Dale, hopefully you saw that, my reply to that. If you guys go to my website, sawtoothenT.com, it should be a link in the description. At the top there's a menu. You can go to, I think, Other, and then Downloads. Yep, it says right here in my comment. Go to Other and then Downloads, and I have a PDF posted there that you can download, and that shows my CAD schematic of the wiring I did into the power distribution center, how I routed everything, and what fuses I used. And I've actually put a picture of the top of the power distribution center in there, and I kind of labeled stuff on there too. So if you're interested to see how I did that, go ahead and go to the website and download that PDF file. And if anybody else wants to know how I did any of this stuff, I'll do my best to explain to you how I did it in the best detail I can. I'm no expert, but I've been staring at this thing for way too long, 6 months. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or comments or anything. And again, there's going to be some footage after this of just some random stuff happening, and maybe a couple clips of me explaining some things. So hopefully it's not too long. I've noticed in my analytics people are only watching about maybe 7 or 8 minutes of each video, and I tend to blabber on about a lot of stuff. So skip through, listen to the stuff you want to, skip the stuff you don't want to listen to. Thanks for watching again. I'm over 200 subscribers now, so thanks guys, appreciate it. And once this Jeep is done, well, this is kind of like phase 1. Once the Jeep is done, I'm going to be building axles for it. I'm probably going to do a video series on my axle build. And then, I don't know if any of you guys know or not, I built a teardrop trailer several years ago that was turned out to be pretty popular. So I'm going to be building another trailer. It's going to be bigger than the teardrop. The teardrop I built was called the Sawtooth XL. This next trailer is going to be quite a bit bigger, and I'm going to do a whole build series on that. So more cool projects are going to be coming up after the Jeep is done. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do it, because there's more cool stuff coming. Cool. All right, guys. Catch you in the next episode.